happening, YouTube? It's your homie S. Doc coming back to you with another video. Today's video is going to be another Digi-Gauntlet with myself playing MetalGarurumon on the right, my opponent playing D-Reaper on the left, also known as Manny Aka, also known as the Young God, also known as that homie. So shout out to the homie Manny. I'm a KonquerTCG is his YouTube channel. I'll post that in the link down below. Make sure you subscribe to the homie. He is on the rise and doing commentary on his videos as well. Definitely a solid homie. Met him at Gen Con a couple weekends ago, and like I said, very cool dude. So much respect to the homie Manny. But he's playing D-Reaper on the left, and he has a really solid start. He has a searcher under, and then he's gonna play another searcher to go to 0. Keep in mind, every time you play a searcher, if you don't have another searcher on the field, it'll always cost 1, which is really nice. This deck is probably the best deck at choking in the game currently, which is really solid. And man, okay, you got the Gatekeeper out pretty early. That's actually kind of annoying, because now I can't attack again because the Gatekeeper will easily be able to attack over my Weregaruru. Normally in this matchup, you want to try to kill their other suspended Digimon. It's weird. Depending on what deck you're playing, you have to play like a fine line between getting rid of their suspended guys because they keep getting checks, because they keep getting stronger from the searchers under the mother. And then you also want to try to like hit their security enough, because like once they get the 6 sources under mother, then the Gatekeeper's live, and now all your guys have security attack -1. So I did evolve into Garurumon in the back. I have a Sagittarius mode that I don't have any protection right now, but when I did evolve over the Sagittarius mode, the Sagittarius mode will give me the same type of protection that Garurumon X Anybody does as well. So we'll see what I end up planning to do. One thing you want to do against Reaper is if you can get out a Memory Tamer early, the earlier the better. Technically, that's like the case in any matchup, but especially because this matchup, they choke you so often, having a Memory Tamer is very valuable. And as you can see, he's just going to keep choking me to 1. And I'm also going to try my best to do the same to him, to not give him a bunch of memory. Although, he can do a lot with 1 memory every turn, because every turn, as he gets another searcher source under the mother, that reduces the play cost of his D-Reapers by 1 for each, making his plays more and more efficient every turn, even with 1 memory, which is wild. And which is why it's one of the tier 1 decks this format. Definitely don't underestimate this deck, and know how your deck does performing against good old Reaper. So I'm gonna evolve into a into a Garurumon X Anybody here. It's kind of safe to go wide in this match. I'm going to swing for like 9, I think. No one to spend, but most of the time, okay, I do have the 2 checks because I do have the Weregarurumon, and I have plus, I have a security attack +1 because I have at least 8 or more cards in hand. I'm going to evolve into MetalGarurumon X, unsuspended. So the only effects I'm getting here is I would be able to unsuspend and it gains blocker for sure. I wouldn't be able to bounce all of his lowest level Digimon because he doesn't have any levels. So that's one of the weaknesses in this matchup. One of your strengths is the fact that MetalGaruru is just very fast versus Reaper. So you should be able to beat them even when they do get the 6 sources under the Reaper or under the Gatekeeper. You should be able to still beat them because the security attack +1 inheritable from the Weregarurumon negates the security attack -1 from the Gatekeeper, which is nice. So I think he has 6 sources under, one of those sources being the X Anybody option, which it's crazy that the X Anybody option, based off of the wording for Mother allows you to have it counts to just, you get the reduced cost for every one of your Digivolution cards. It doesn't have to be searchers specifically, so they literally play X Anybody for that only reason. Once they find 1, that's the only one they need to see, because now keep in mind that you can't detach those sources from for Reaper, your finisher. You have to have 7 minimums searcher sources. So I think he's at, like I said, I think he's at 6, and one of them being the searcher source. See what I decide to do here now. Sorry for that fumble with my audio. I did not realize that my audio wasn't on the correct microphone, but from this point forward, it should be a lot crisper in my sound. My bad. So I'm gonna play Ice Wall. Did Ice Wall pass turn to him for 4? Oh, because I played Davis. Okay, my bad. I played the Davis to put him at 4. So I think I put him at 4 here because he won't be able to go for game this turn because of the Ice Wall, and giving him the 4, he's going to have to pay 2 each time for that Ice Wall. So I felt like I negated that fact, and I'm going to try to win on my next turn. unless he plays another Gatekeeper. Now, one thing I definitely think that sucks about this matchup is if he gets out another Gatekeeper, I don't think I can win, literally. There's nothing I can do, especially if they're both unsuspended. I have no way of attacking the Gatekeepers unsuspended, so there's literally no way I can win. So that's one of their potential outs. And sure enough, he does have another Gatekeeper. And right here, especially because I played the Ice Wall the turn prior, this is one of those situations where when I've talked about in the past multiple times about scooping early to save time. Now, granted, this matchup in a tournament wouldn't take the entire time anyway, but there's really no reason to play this game anymore, which feels so bad. I'm sitting there like analyzing my hand. I'm like, dang, how do I get around these Reapers or these Gatekeepers? And there's literally nothing I can do. I can't get 2 security attack +1s under one, source. So there's literally nothing I can do, and I'm actually just about to scoop right here because it's a clock on 2 different levels. It's a clock because I need to beat him before he goes into Reaper, and then it's a clock because I need to beat him before he gets 2 Gatekeepers, which is actually kind of crazy. So again, this deck does have the strength of, like, if you draw a decent enough hand that you're able to just outspeed them and actually just beat them well before they even get the 6 sources. But it's going to move on to game 2 because, like I said, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get rid of those Gatekeepers. And since my Ice Wall is gone, he definitely has enough attacks for game, probably even without Reaper, which is, it is what it is. All right, moving on to game 2. So this is one matchup where you have to go first, because if they go first, they'll choke you to 1 for sure with a Reaper, and then that's 1 earlier turn that they'll be able to just raise the Mother and then get a source under the Reaper. So you definitely don't want to allow them to go first, although you definitely always want to go second. To get that 6 card is so powerful just in general with these decks that are looking for trying to look for their pieces. But so it is what it is. He actually plays Izzy, though, so he doesn't even have the Searcher, which is good for us. Also going to play the Gabumon X Antibody over the Gabumon, which is a really kind of crazy turn, 1 and 2 back-to-back. Really, really solid. Because I play the Gabumon to search, and then I play Gabumon X Antibody for free to draw a card and search again. So much value. And then I Digivolve into the Garurumon. He's going to go to 3 anyway. And but I got the Cool Boy set up, which got me the Garurumon, and we pretty much get it popping on the next turn. He's going to play a Jerry because he clearly still doesn't have a Searcher, so obviously this is a good spot to be in because we definitely are getting kind of ahead here, and we can potentially run away with the game because he might be too far behind to, by the time I really get going. So I'm going to swing a Garurumon here, I think for 7 or 8K. I should definitely live to anything that's not Dexmon or Ultimate Flare or Reaper itself. So that makes the attack of the inheritable of the Garurumon X Antibody even stronger. And yeah, we're just going in. He's down to 1 security. We're doing the normal combos. Got the Wereguru X that unsuspended and attacked again for another 2 security. And pretty much threatening game next turn. His Jerry would only be at 7K max and still couldn't attack over my Wereguru because I'm sure if I have... No, I don't have either of the Gabumon. I'm only 8K on his turn, but he can't get the 8K. He's going to play a Reaper here to at least try to recover. Oh, never mind. Okay, so suspend Jerry first, which makes a lot of sense. So you definitely want to start your turn with that. Jerry is a very powerful card. The more turns she goes unchecked, the more turns that you have a faster way to your Reaper and getting 7 sources under your Mother. So this should pretty much be game here, unless I run into an Ultimate Flare because he could Digivolve my Wereguru down 3 and then kill my rookie. But as I'm thinking about that, I think I might Digivolve, yeah. So if I Digivolve over the Gabumon X Antibody first, even if he has Ultimate Flare, he would only kill one or the other. And that's if my Wereguru would even die if it goes down 3 sources from a Digivolve 3. So I'm going to suspend the Cool Boy, get a lot of value out of that, and then make his Ultimate Flare worse here. If I just let the rookie, like I said, he could have just targeted my Wereguru and then... But I have a bunch of attacks here, so again, it should be game. I think I'm just kind of contemplating, making sure, like, what can I run into that would hurt me? But yeah, I'm just kind of just swinging through, and he has a Bubbles to get his Searcher under, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to swing for game, and we're going to move on to game 3. Moving on to game 3, the homie Manny's going to go first. Of course, what Reaper wants to do is the best going first deck in this format, 100%. He's going to play the Searcher, very ideal. Going to choke me at 1. The most ideal thing I could do right here is to play a Champion to choke him back at 1, but looks like we have the Gabumon, but Gabumon's going to hit 2, though. I'm going to get a Garurumon and an Omnimon, which is really solid. So can't complain about that. Getting the +2 and hopefully Anemone. But okay, play a Bubbles, choke me back at 1 and get another Searcher on it, so he's a little ahead with his Searchers. Pretty good. I'm gonna go into the Garurumon that he knows I have. Very easy there to choke him at 1 there. His Bubbles needs to attack over my Gabumon this turn here, though. There's no reason for him to leave the Gabu there and let me get another free check with it. And it might live again because, you know, the deck plays so many searchers. You're probably just hitting into 1Ks the entire time, which is kind of funny. So I'm going to draw and I'm going to attack into the Garurumon into the bubbles. And looking at this, I think I messed up here. I do not think I should have done that. Looking at his Searcher can't attack players, but his Searcher can't attack Digimon. And he had I was at 5K, right? I think because he's only at 4K right now. So because since I have 8 or more cards in hand, the Gabumon gives me plus 1K during all turns. So I was at 5K thinking that he couldn't get to 5, but it's like he could easily just add a Searcher from his hand to get to 5 and then crash, which makes me feel really bad. So I shouldn't have done that. Definitely shouldn't have just swum. If I had the Garurumon X anybody, I should have at least Digivolved into that, because Garurumon X anybody would be 7K, and that'd be definitely out of reach for him. And I don't have to worry about any options or anything right now because he doesn't have a black tamer enabled to trigger his black options. So he is going to add a search, or he's going to play bubbles first, actually, and then so he's going to get value by having a body on the board, and then I was so mad at myself when I did that, but that's one of those things that it happens the first time and you'll never do that again kind of thing. So it was like an easy mistake to correct in the future, so no big deal. Well, not the biggest deal, but I have a bunch of cards in hand though, so there's a highly likely chance that I have a bunch of okay. Oh, okay. We're doing Garurumon. There's a highly likelihood that I just have like the pieces that just keep going, into building a decent stack. Starting off good. Have the Gabumon and Garurumon, so I cannot complain about that. I think I do have the Garurumon X in my hand. I could have sworn we showed that off of the Cool Boy, right? So I'm debating here if I want to just Digivolve into back to the Garurumon X, or do I want to try to get the plus, off of the Cool Boy with the Garurumon X since it's free on the next turn. And I'm gonna play a Gabumon. Looks like I'm grabbing another Garurumon X anybody. Manny's gonna play a Searcher, go to 2. I still don't have a memory tamer, but at least I have the Cool Boy, so the Cool Boy does help. He has a couple of attacks here. I don't see a reason not to attack with the bubbles and the pendulum feet. Maybe he doesn't want me to hit into a tamer, but yeah, okay, he's gonna go in here. Get some checks. Gabumon, nothing there. I swear, Garurumon security is like so trash sometimes. Like Guru and Agumon, but it is what it is. I'm also just complaining just to complain. All right, so he's going to play another bubbles, but he does not activate to put a Searcher under, which is noted. So he could have a Searcher in his hand because he wants to play the Searcher next turn to draw a card, because that helps facilitate constantly digging through your deck to get to your end game, finding your Reaper and just, getting more sources under the Mother, and while also having card efficiency, in your hand as well. So he doesn't use the Searcher effect, but he gets another body on the board, so that's what that represents. So we do have the Garurumon X, like we knew we did earlier. Going to Digivolve into the Garurumon for free. Tap Cool Boy to gain a memory, go to 2. If I have a Hammer Spark here, we can start getting it popping. The only thing that would hinder us right now is attacking and running into an X antibody in security, because that's very valuable for Manny to gain a memory and then also add the X antibody to your hand to just simply play under your Mother next turn, which is so good. I feel like that was overlooked by Bandai in terms of card creation, but maybe not. It is interesting that they could play it, but I feel like that wasn't intentional, but we'll never know. Gonna Digivolve into Garurumon for 2, go to 1 because I have because Gabumon in the source. Gonna Digivolve to another Garurumon X antibody, so I'm kind of going a little wide here. Got similar stacks. I think I'm waiting another turn to do anything else. Gonna Digivolve into Sagittarius mode for 3, put him at 2. I'm not sure exactly what I'm planning, I'm assuming. So it looks like I don't even have the regular Garurumon, which is really unfortunate, because the regular Garurumon is he's the cornerstone for any of your combos. You'd love to always have one in your hand. But sometimes, you just can't. It is what it is. So he doesn't have another Searcher. So he didn't play one off the bubbles last turn. He just didn't have one at all, which is noted. I think he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sources under the Gatekeeper. So he actually doesn't even have the... Oh, there's the Garuru. Cool. So we must have just drew it. We will take that. And he put me at a good bit of memory, too, with the Gatekeeper. It put me at 4. So, oh my god, another Gatekeeper. So it sucks here. Well, no, actually it doesn't suck. Because we know he doesn't have another Searcher, even if I hit a Bubbles in security, the Bubbles wouldn't allow him to put another Searcher under because he doesn't have one. So, I feel like we need to try to just win this turn, because now he has 2 Gatekeepers that can attack over my Digimon. And I do have, well, I'll take that back. I do have battle protection, but I think his other Digimon are also, his other Reapers are still kind of big from the pump from the Searchers inheritables. Yep, we're going to Digivolve into the Weregar X and then run into a Reaper. So we use the Garu X anybody protection effect to protect it. And now I'm just contemplating if I'm just going to swing again. It's very low chance that we run into another Reaper. And honestly, if we do, it's like, dang, where's his... Because most Reaper decks only play 3 Reapers. So like if I ran into a second Reaper in security, which is highly unlikely, it would also make me think, well, does he even have the last Reaper in his hand, you know? You can't really like make plays based off of that, but I mean, it's something to think about. So, gonna Digivolve into the Garurumon for 4. For every 4 cards in my hand, I gain a memory. So it looks like I'm gonna gain 3 back. Okay, so I have at least 12 cards in hand, which is really good. Which means I have 1 more memory to expend to attack with the Garurumon X antibody. So, 12k is very respectable to attack against this deck. 8k is the same as 12k right now, because if I run into a Reaper, I can't get to 16, and 16 would beat the Reaper in security, or Death Xmon. So that's the way I look at math with sometimes with these. Like 12k is just about the same in this situation as 15 even. So sometimes I kind of like slow up a little bit because I'm coping with, man, if this guy dies, I could just lose next turn. So, but I just end up swinging out, and nothing much to worry about. Just Digivolve into the Garurumon X antibody, unsuspended, swing for game. So it ended up working out, and yeah, he was looking for... Okay, so look at that. He had another Reaper. He had a Reaper down there, and his next searcher wasn't until like 4 cards down. So that's one of the unfortunate weaknesses of that deck. But, I mean, the deck plays like 20 searchers, and that doesn't happen often, and we were just able to take it there. So... Alright, y'all, and that's going to do it for the rest of this set. So we'll be looking forward to the 3rd installment of the Digi-Gauntlet with MetalGar X. And then next up, I'll probably have either Wargray X or Alphamon, one of the two. I also want to still post my Alphamon deck list back from Gen Con. I know it's a couple weeks overdue, but at the same time, it's still a deck profile nonetheless. And I'll show you guys, like I said, the changes that I made between Thursday at the Ultimate Cup and then Sunday at the DC1 Special Grand Prix event. So with that, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If y'all did, consider subscribing and liking the video, especially. It helps me a lot, and helps out, especially with the algorithm, to get this you know, content out to more, you know, Digitamers. So without further ado, y'all know what it is. Y'all have a great day and or night whenever you're catching this video. This is your homie S. Dot heading out. Flexes up. Peace.